Hi, I'm Diane Ingram, life coach, speaker, author. I'm here to talk to you today about the heart and soul of extraordinary leadership. Do you remember your first experience with a leader and what that was like? It might have been the leader of your Cub Scouts. It might have been a coach on a track team. Maybe someone at school or at church. Plenty of leaders were in our lives when we were growing up. Maybe you had an experience as a leader when you were young. What was it about the leader that compelled you to action? You know, whether it be in our work, leading a team, in our communities, leading a group of people, whether it be something we're passionate about and we're trying to bring a project to life, or maybe it's just leading our own lives. Leadership has all kinds of qualities involved in it. And we all have those inside of us. We all have a leader inside. So today what I want to talk about is what makes an extraordinary leader. And I would say that an extraordinary leader has a strong sense of purpose, has a strong vision that comes from that purpose, has a passion that they want to bring that purpose to life, and is able to take the action that's necessary to make that happen. So I want to talk to you about that a little bit. But first I want to share with you one of my early experiences in leadership. As a young adult, I got into running. And when I moved to New York City, I decided I wanted to run the New York City Marathon. And I really wanted it to be about more than just me. You know, I heard people had raised money for organizations. And so I thought, well, wow, that would be a great thing. So I talked to some friends, and through them, I met someone who was in a running club called World Runners. And what they did is they raised money through getting sponsorship of their races, particularly the marathon, for the end of hunger. Oh, I thought, wow, that's certainly a purpose I could get behind. So when I ran my first marathon, I got a lot of sponsors from friends and people in my life, and I raised a few $1,000s towards the end of hunger. And I was so passionate about this, passionate about running, passionate about helping other people to feed them and have a better life, that I got more and more involved with the organization. Before you knew it, I was leading the New York City chapter of World Runners. We put on races to raise money. We volunteered at the finish line of the New York City Marathon. Boy, was that really heady. But the thing that was really wonderful about being a leader in this organization is that when I expressed my passion and my sense of purpose for this, it rallied everybody around me. And they brought their own passion and purpose to it. So it was an easy thing to lead because we had a whole group of us all headed in the same direction. You know, to be a good leader, you want to be clear on your purpose and your vision, but you also want to make sure that you've got a team of people around you that buys into that vision, that really is on board with that. So purpose is a really important thing to be clued into. You know, the neurosciences talk about how we have three brains. We have the brain in our head center. We actually have a brain in our heart, and we have a brain in our belly. The head center is where purpose lives. It's this idea, this vision. It's this sense of what is it that's important to me, and how can I bring that to life? We have this imagination, which is an incredible tool. We often don't use our imaginations in a positive way, but if we so choose, we can use our imagination to create the most amazing vision of what we want life to be for ourselves. And when we're clued into our purpose, and when we envision what that would be like in the reality on earth, man, is that powerful. So that comes from our head center. And then when we move down to our heart, That's where our passion lives, our desire, our longing. So we take our ideas, the things we've imagined, and we fuel them with the fire of our passion. And those two things need to be lined up. When our passion isn't aligned with our purpose, sometimes it can get us into some trouble. But when it is aligned with our purpose, then man, that's how you get things fueled and fired up, and you enroll other people in your vision. You know, years ago when I was in New York City, I met Tony Robbins, motivational speaker, big-time life coach. And he was doing a thing then with NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. And what he was doing was having a workshop where we learned about how to reprogram our minds and kind of create this belief that we could actually walk on fire. So he was doing fire walks. So throughout the evening, a room full of about 300 people in an old hotel in New York City, he got us fired up with his passion. He got us enrolled in his purpose of helping us achieve this thing of walking across fire. So at the end of the evening, he inspired us to take action by walking across this 6-foot long, 2 feet wide bed of coals without burning our feet. It was pretty remarkable. That's what a good leader does. They're really clear on their purpose and their vision. They're really passionate about their vision and making it come to be. And they inspire people to take action. Inspiration. That's a really important piece of leadership. Inspiration, inspire, it means to breathe in. Breathe that vision in, make it real. When we're inspired, we share that inspiration with everybody we come in contact with. We're magnetic. People want to be around us. People want to make our vision real because they feel the power of that vision. They feel the fire of our passion. You know, Blake Makowski, years ago, when he was about 29 years old, he had done a few of his own companies and he was looking to start a new company. And he took a trip to Argentina. And when he was there, he discovered that all the Argentinians were wearing these really cool canvas shoes. And he said, wow, how cool is that? Maybe I'll start a company and take these shoes back to the United States. So he was sitting in a cafe one day with a friend, kind of brainstorming this idea, and he struck up a conversation with the woman at the table next door. And she was talking about, she worked for a company that was gathering shoes to donate to particularly children who didn't have shoes. And what she said was, kids without shoes pick up all kinds of diseases by walking around barefoot. It also limits their ability to, for instance, go to school because they don't have shoes. So Blake, being the imaginer, the visionary that he was, he thought about, wow, what if I started a company and made these canvas shoes? And what could be the business model? Maybe if I made these shoes, and for every pair of shoes I sold, a donation was made to a child of a similar pair of shoes. That was the moment that the vision for Tom's shoes was brought forth. Today, Blake has given away millions of shoes to needy children, and he's sold just as many shoes. He's also branched out, and he's into glassware now. And so for every pair of glasses he sells, he actually donates the money for eye surgery for some of the children in the Himalayas who have cataracts, and older folks too, from the high elevation. That's a really good example of someone having a vision and taking that vision, firing it up with their passion, and fueling that vision to take it out in the world. So how about you? Where is leadership in your life? Where do you want to take your vision? What is your vision? One of the ways we can clue in to what our purpose is and what our vision is in our own lives is to spend time with ourselves in silence. A lot of us don't take the time to do that, but it's so valuable. Because when we spend time with ourselves in silence, we get to know each other, we get to realize, what is my passion? What is my purpose? A lot of the people I work with in my coaching business, they come to me and they said, I don't feel like I have a passion. I'm not even sure I have a purpose. And what I do is I help them to settle into themselves, to connect more deeply with themselves, and start to ask the question, what really matters to me? What do I find meaningful in life? So one of the ways to do that is what I call a jewel in the heart meditation. What we can do is a short version of that right now. So I'm going to ask you to actually put both feet on the floor. And I want you to just ground yourself by visualizing roots coming out the bottom of your feet. It's a simple thing, just like a tree. Roots coming out the bottom of your feet into the earth, going deep, deep into the earth. So just put your awareness on those roots right now. And as you do that, that kind of pulls the energy down into your body. And you're able to access the whole of your wisdom, including your head, the brain of your heart, and your belly. So right now, just bring that awareness from the roots at the bottom of your feet up into your heart center. And I want you to visualize a jewel in that center. Look at that jewel and see if you can see what color it is, what shape it is, what size it is. It may change. That's okay. Let it be what it is. So visualize that jewel in your heart. Now, this jewel in your heart is a way to access the wisdom that's in your heart, that part of your brain. And so cluing into that, you can access your inner wisdom and your intuition. So as you put your awareness on this jewel, what color is it? What shape is it? What size is it? Really allow yourself to settle in and visualize in your mind's eye that jewel. There is a light emanating off of that jewel. So see that light shining off that jewel. And allow that light to go to the whole of your body. Allow it to illuminate every cell in your body. Feel the power of that light from the jewel in your heart. And just take a few breaths and just feel that light through your whole system. Really easy, powerful thing to do. So while we're at it, allow that light to go out of your body and into the room. Allow that light to connect to the other lights of people in the room. so that we're all a big, vast network of light. That actually aligns with an old story from early 600s called Indra's net. And in Indra's net, there was this belief that there's a vast field that connects everything and everybody, and it's a net. And actually, the quantum physicists now have confirmed that scientifically, that there is, in fact, a thing called the field, the intelligent field that connects everybody. But on Indra's net, there's a jewel at each cross thread. And the jewel represents a soul, an individual soul. When we as individuals actualize our purpose in the world, we glow and reflect our light onto everyone else in that net. And it holds the net together. So right now, allow that jewel in your heart to reflect on the other jewels in this room, outside of this room, around the whole planet. Can you allow your light to shine that far? Pretty powerful stuff. All from using your imagination. So for right now, I want you to just bring it back to the room you're in. Bring it back to your heart center. And in your heart, ask that jewel, what is my purpose? What really holds meaning for me in my life? What am I passionate about? What is the fire that if I tapped into it would really light up my life and the lives of those around me? And just sit quietly for a minute. The answer may come in words. It may come in images. It may come now or it may come later. But this is a great way to access the wisdom of your heart and to get in touch with your purpose and your passion. So we've talked about the head and the heart, and now taking that into action in the belly center, taking action. So that requires courage and inspiring others. Courage is a piece of the heart too, which actually, courage means the heart. When we're living on purpose, when we're using the fuel of our passion, then action seems like a natural outgrowth to realize it, to manifest it in the world. Taking action means sometimes stretching beyond what we know ourselves to be. It means heading towards our potential. It means expanding who we are. How exciting is that? When we have the support of a team around us, or a family or a community, then we can all find the courage to move into the vision. So what is it for you? What is it you would like to bring to life? Either at work, a project at work, on team, maybe you're a leader at work, maybe you don't have a leadership role at work, but just by being inspired and being purposeful, you lead. Maybe in your family. If you're a parent, we're always leading our kids and mentoring our kids, whether we like it or not. So once again, when we're clued into what's important to us, that inspires our kids to clue into what's important to them and to be passionate about what's important to them and to take action in that. or in our communities. Like Blake. Blake wanted to make a difference in the world. And so that's what he did. And he combined it with creating a business. And he's made a lot of money. So what a beautiful thing that is. So what is it for you? What is it that if you create the vision and tune into the passion, which will inspire you to take action, that you want to create in your life? Life is short, life is finite. And before you know it, it's over. So now's the time. Thank you for tuning in today. I'm Diane Ingram, speaker, author, life coach. Find the leader in you and make it happen.